cheer for the 2024.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the historic Kusel Stadium for ICRC's coverage of Mariemont football. I'm Will Stevens alongside Carter McGahee, and tonight the Warriors take on the Indian Hill Braves in a thrilling rivalry matchup. Last year in this matchup, it was an Indian Hill blowout, 42-21, and the Braves went on to win the CHL with an undefeated 7-0 record. This is a team that relies heavily on their running, and the Warriors are going to have to slow down that aspect of the game to have any chance to pull off the upset, as the Braves are 7-1 since 2015 against Mariemont. Carter, for the Warriors and Indian Hill, who are some players to look out for in this one?
Yeah, well, thanks. It's great to be back here at Kusel Stadium again for another thrilling football match, as we're here to see. We're going to start with Indian Hill. Devlin Daniel, he is going to be an absolute threat to this Warrior defense here. 188 yards per game on the average with 8.6 yards per carry and 8 rushing touchdowns through the first 3 games. Expect to see a lot of action from him tonight. Moving to the senior linebacker for Mariemont, Finn Warden. Leads the league in tackles with 43 right now, something you expect to see from him on the D-line tonight. Put up 18 tackles against his game in Williamsburg last week and was nominated second-team All-State last year. Going to be a big clash between the offenses and defenses of these two rivalry teams tonight.
Yeah, Carter, and before we get started here, I'm going to get to say something I've never said on the air before. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Charlotte Solar, for an update on the Mariemont quarterback situation.
Hey, thanks guys. I talked to Coach Leon earlier today, and he explained that their focus this week was transitioning from quarterback junior Zach Mayer into sophomore Owen Betcher. He is a new sophomore. He performed a couple games last year on the varsity field. For the ones of you at home who may not know, Zach Mayer was injured last week at Williamsburg. He went for a cut, put his hand down, tore ligaments in his thumb, and just had surgery this week. He'll be out for a couple weeks now. Let's wish him a quick recovery. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Charlotte. So going to be interesting to watch Owen Betcher and how he performs tonight in this matchup. Just 1 minute till game time, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next, it's Braves versus Warriors.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the Mariemont Warriors, starting with the football as Drew Sinan gets this game underway. Evan List on the return. He will take it back. And a swarm of Braves led by number 9, Jackson Fry, takes him down inside his own 20. And here comes the sophomore Betcher.
Yeah, coming out swinging this Indian Hill team. Like Charlotte said earlier, Owen Betcher, number 9, QB filling in for injured Zach Mayer. Hasn't gotten many reps. He did fill in last season for Charlie Tully after he had an injury. Did somewhat okay. So far on the year, 9 completions for 60 yards and an interception. He's shown up against a dominant Braves defense. It'll be interesting to see how he operates tonight.
Yeah, both teams expected to go a lot on the ground. Duckwall is the workhorse for this Warrior team, and they will go to him on play number 1. Nowhere to go for Max Duckwall as he is brought down by Ethan Cole. Yeah, and Carter, this is an Indian Hill team that when they win big. Average margin of victory over 26 points over the last 2 years. So they like to get going and get going fast. After losing 2, they're going to send List into motion. Little option play. Betcher going to keep it, and Fry again on the takedown. Warriors facing 3rd and long early.
Yeah, definitely not what the Warriors wanted to see. Coming off a tough loss last week, they made up a lot of ground in their win against Norwood 2 weeks ago, but then kind of lost it all in their 20-0 loss. Trying to gain just some momentum back, get that spark ignited again. Yeah,
first game of CHL play, and they're going to go empty backfield on 3rd and long. Betcher looking to throw, goes short. Gets a couple back, but not enough, and the Warriors are going to be forced to punt on this first drive of the game. Interesting to see Nick Leone, head coach of the Warriors, sticking with that hurry-up offense on the first drive of the game that concluded in a Chase Raber completion.
Yeah, back on that hurry-up offense. 2 weeks ago, we got that word from Coach Leone. They're trying to run a play every 14 seconds, trying to out-condition this Indian Hill team, which is definitely a big step up after, especially facing Norwood, who looked like they didn't bring their best 2 weeks ago. They're going to need to bring everything they got tonight if they want to face good against this Indian Hill team.
Now Evan List barely gets the punt away, and this is disastrous for the Warriors. Punt was blocked by Indian Hill, and it was Aiden Ripp on the recovery. List took forever to get rid of that football, Carter, and it ended horrifically.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see, especially after a 3-and-out, getting a blocked punt and giving Indian Hill into some great position. Here's that blocked punt again, and just nowhere to go for Evan List.
Yeah, it looked like Brody Smith and Jake Freshwater were both making a run at him. I don't know who got their hand on the ball.
You see here, Indian Hill offense taking the field for the first time. Like we mentioned earlier, keep an eye out for number 5, Devlin Daniel. He's going to be a threat tonight, we mentioned earlier. Indian Hill, not a big pass team, but boy, will they rush the ball tonight.
Yeah, they actually just concluded a quarterback competition this week, so we'll see if they use Ethan Cole at all, as the first give is to Devlin Daniel, and you get an early taste of what this guy can do. He runs for over 10 yards on the first play of the game.
Yeah, he's shifty, he's quick, and he just on the first play of the game. Can't see much from this Mariemont D-line. It'll be interesting to see how they play.
Yeah, like we were saying, though, Carter, Ethan Cole is going to be the quarterback for the Braves tonight. Beat out Ben Sechel for the starting job. Coach John Rodenberg told us it's been neck and neck all year, and they just really wanted to name a starter this week. As we see, 1st and goal. The give is to Daniel, and he will have the end zone on just 2 runs, 6-0 Braves, and the exact opposite of the start Mariemont was looking for.
Yeah, and this could be a start to a career night for Daniel. Came into the game with the Warriors knew they were going to prioritize the run. They had to really realize that defensive line is going to step up. I talked to sophomore Rain Shin. Told me earlier today that defensive line, we're talking about the offense, but the defensive line for the Warriors are really going to have to step up because this run game is just lethal, and stopping that is going to be a key to at least staying in this game with Indian Hill.
Yeah, Sinan's kick is good to make it 7-0. We asked Coach Rodenberg about the sophomore Daniel and what he's done for this team. He told us the kid's got a high motor, practices really hard, sets the tone for everyone else, and just a sophomore, 3-sport athlete, also a varsity basketball player, and the #1 sophomore baseball player in the state of Ohio. Always a fun time when I get to face him in the spring. So an all-around athlete, no doubt about it, Carter. And the Warriors were going to sell out to stop the run tonight, but not off to a hot start.
Yeah, interesting to see Cole take the job so far. He's 7 for 16 with 68 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions, compared to Sickle, 13 for 23 with 155 yards and an interception. Definitely a pivot so far, but I think kind of going into this game, we knew they weren't going to pass it much. You saw last year on that graphic earlier, 280 rushing yards from Indian Hill with only 160 pass, so that'll be really interesting to see as the game goes on.
Yeah, we were told they were going to use Sitchell in the wide receiver spot a little bit today, so he can still show off his athleticism. A couple years ago when the Mariemont Warriors beat the Braves, Alex Grace, who had been playing receiver, took over the quarterback job for John Pottinger when he got hurt. So seems to be a common theme with this Indian Hill squad is the quarterback wide receiver combo. Definitely a lot of good athletes on the roster. This one returned again by List. He has some more room to run this time before being brought down, but gets it out past the 30-yard line in much better field position for the Warriors to start this drive.
Yeah, well, definitely a lot better here. Betcher's going to get a second chance here. Didn't show much. Warriors didn't get a lot of chances to get some yards on that last play, except for their 3rd and long. This defensive line looks huge for Indian Hill, and boy, we got an offensive line, but let me tell you, I'd be pretty scared if I was Betcher right now walking up to get the snap.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan for the Warriors all year has been to really use Duckwall, especially now that Mayer is hurt. But we saw in that first drive at least no holes opening up at all. We'll see if they go back to the sophomore here, or junior Max Duckwall. They fake the end around twice. Now Betcher going to keep it himself and is brought down by 4 different Braves for a loss of 3.
Yeah, so far they're just getting on all sides of the ball right now. Need just a couple yards. We talked about this with Norwood earlier. It seems like Mariemont's ending up on the Norwood side of the ball like they did 2 weeks ago. Mariemont's just going to need to get some momentum going or they can fall behind really, really quick in this game, Will.
Empty backfield shotgun set here. Try to draw him off sides. Now Betcher looks for the play call. Looking for the sideline, and this pass goes incomplete, trying to throw it to the running back Duckwall, and it's going to bring up another 3rd and 13.
Nothing given so far for this Mariemont team. Just a couple yards we need to see out of them, especially, you know, we talked about how would Betcher perform going into this game, filling in the Zach Mayer's spot. Hasn't showed much so far.
Going to throw again here. This one is wrapped up by, it looks like, Jack Walton on the far sideline to get back in front of the original line of scrimmage, but not enough. It's going to be 4th and long again. So List going to come out for the punt. We'll see if this one can get away cleanly. No surprise, it is Devlin Daniel looking to receive this punt. So kind of seems like a lose-lose for the Warriors. You either kick it to him or the punt doesn't go very far. So, and this one is low. List running, oh my goodness, he was running right, tried to get the kickoff over the defenders, and it was basically a shank.
Yeah, frustration, as you can see on the side there from Evan List. Not how Mariemont wants to get this game started. Visibly frustrated. Not what you want to see. Talking more about Devlin Daniel, we're talking about his strength on the offensive side of the ball. He also plays cornerback. Talked to the senior wide receiver Jack Walton earlier today. He said he's an athlete. We'll see how it goes. Couldn't get much of a word out of him because, you know, maybe that's just how good Devlin is, but it'll be interesting to see how good of a lockdown he is at cornerback and how good he is in the backfield.
All right, so here come the Braves. Another drive with excellent start position. They go out on the screen pass here. They have blockers. Will pick up not quite a first down, and a flag is thrown on George Vollmer's first reception of the game.
On the play. Run out of bounds by Vince Farina.
Offense is walking back here, looking to be on Indian Hill, possibly a hold. Yep.
Yeah, going to be holding, and the Braves will back up. First time we've seen Cole go to the air tonight.
Repeat, first down. 1st and 20 Braves.
So now 1st and 20 from inside Warriors territory. And it looks like they went hard count and got Mariemont to jump. So we go back 10 yards, up 5 yards. I believe that makes 1st and 15, Carter.
You know, a lot of math we're having to do tonight, Will. Didn't think that was going to be our job in the booth tonight, but do believe that 10 minus 10 plus 5 is equal to 15, so.
Yeah, it looked like the Braves were able to draw number 42, Rain Chin, offsides. Will we finally get to see a play here, Carter?
Hope so.
Looked like a false start on the Braves. And now we're going to go back 5 again. That should take us back 1st and 20.
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah.
5 yards.
I mean, I could see that from here, Carter.
Yeah. Really nice. Kind of came here to watch football tonight. Haven't gotten to see much so far.
I believe we've had almost a minute of game time tick off, and we've just been walking back and forth trying to figure out where we're finally going to play from.
And somehow it's 7-0.
All right, so we will go with try number 4 now for the Braves. Daniel and Colton in the backfield. Vollmer goes into motion. It's going to be Cole on the keeper. He's going to pick up about 6.
Looks like they ran a bit of a trick play there. Faked the Vollmer. Went with Cole there. Will, you were talking about earlier before we went on air about Indian Hill running some trick plays. What was that all about?
Yeah, Coach Odenberg is not afraid to try out some different things. In week 1, Devlin Daniel, their star running back, threw 2 passes, 2 completions, 1 touchdown, 120 yards. They ran a couple double pass plays for him, and he was able to strike in a big way. We'll see if we see any of that tonight, but definitely something that this Braves team has up their sleeves.
Yeah, definitely something to look out for here tonight. Cole and Devlin in the backfield yet again.
Snap is to Cole. He will look to throw. Nobody open. He's going to step up, taken down by Jack Simpson, and this will be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, hard hit there. Another guy on the Mariemont Warriors to look out for tonight. Currently tied for the league in sacks with 24 total tackles. He's coming off an injury from last year, so really looking to make be a voice in this Mariemont defense because, you know, injuries suck especially. So the fact that he gets to come out here and show that he's a part of this team and definitely a factor in this team is important.
Yeah, before that, he was on a monster sophomore season, though, Carter, so we'll see if he can pick up where he left off. 3rd and 10. We'll see if the Braves go to the air again. They're going to pitch to Daniel. This one's fumbled. Cole diving for it. Referee signaling for an incomplete pass. It looks like he pitched it forward.
Close call there for Mariemont. I know we're talking about it. Indian Hill's really dominant. And, you know, Mariemont let up that quick touchdown there, but really they're hanging in here. They had yet another bad punt. Indian Hill hasn't really shown much yardage here.
Yeah, let's take another look at this. He was trying to pitch it to Daniel. Everyone seemingly reacted as if it was a fumble, but we did see the official on the near sideline coming with the incomplete call. And they're going to go for it. 4 down territory, little fall for a field goal. 4th and 11 now, Carter.
Yeah, big stop here if the Warriors could pull it off here.
Cole looking to throw, and this one is fumbled, knocked out of his hand. Simpson could not recover. Now it's picked up by the Braves, taken down well short of the 1st down line to gain. What a sequence of events. It was Simpson who almost had the scoop on the fumble, could have taken him back a long way. Ended up in the hands of Drew Roeder, who tried to do something with it. Obviously not. Let's take another look.
Wow, well, I mean, look, what a stop there from Finn Warden. We mentioned it. Jack Simpson just misses the interception. I mean, that play was huge for the Warriors. You should have seen how they reacted walking to the sideline. They're hype, as you can see. Number 40, Carson Kiambo, trying to hype up his team. Warriors get the ball. Decent field position here. They just need some yards because, man, their defense is stepping up for the team tonight.
Yet to pick up positive yards on a drive tonight, Carter. Hand off to Duckwall on play number 1. Looks like he stopped for about a yard, maybe no gain. Devlin Daniel did not get one piece of action on that last drive. A rare sight for the
Yeah,
Braves
you know,
team.
I was about to mention that, Will. We saw in the first drive, they gave it to Devlin twice, and he scored in an instant. And I was just expecting, after seeing him in the backfield every play, that they would score, but apparently not.
Look, QB draw for Betcher here. No hole is opened up. And Aiden rips him to the ground.
Betcher keeps the ball.
Good pun there.
Number 65, on the tackle.
You know, we talked about Betcher's going to struggle to pass today, and Max Duckwall is going to be a voice for this offense. But the way that this D-line is working, just nothing they can get
Betcher
going.
screen pass to Duckwall. Got a little bit of room to work with. Diving forward. Going to be about 4th and 4 by my count, Carter. Or 3rd and 4. No, it should be 4th down. I think the scoreboard in the stadium is incorrect, but it is 4th down and 4.
Yeah, definitely 4 down territory here. Definitely not able to kick a field goal, but just about at half field.
Definitely
As
4
they
down
bring out
territory, but
Evan
they bring
List.
out List, who is 0 for 2 on punts tonight, Carter. So we'll see if they can pin the
Risk on the
Braves
backboard
deep.
to punt.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with Coach
Daniel
Leon
set
on
to
this. They
return to the
definitely
Braves.
need to get something going, and clearly the pass started to work when Betcher gets time, but clearly Coach Leon doesn't want to give any mistakes up here.
Finally, the punt is away clean. Fair catch called for by Daniel, and the Braves will start for it at their own 24-yard line.
Now, clearly, you got to think this drive, Indian Hill's going to give Daniel some reps because didn't give him a touch that last drive, and they barely got anywhere. So wouldn't be surprised if they feed the rock to Daniel a lot this drive.
Yeah, something to look for as the Braves trot out. Coach Nick Leone told us that obviously Warden is the star of this defense, but junior Lincoln Griesmer is off to a nice beginning of the season. And while Warden was out sick for a practice or two this week, Lincoln Griesmer really took over the offense. The defense. He was calling plays for that side of the ball, and he thinks that Griesmer could have a big game tonight. We'll see if he gets involved.
Yeah, a lot of underclassmen stepping up for these seniors.
Give does go to Daniel on play number 1. He has room to run. A big hole. Gives a man a stiff arm up the sideline. Can they catch him now? It looks like no. Devlin Daniel with a huge run to extend the lead.
You know, Will, I said just before they went out for this drive, wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to Daniel. They give it to him once. 3 carries on the game so far, 2 touchdowns, and I'd say that was about 65 yards, 70 yards.
My mouth has it at 75, Carl. I think they started at their own, maybe 65, 70-yard run there. That's something special.
You know, we talked about him before the game. He was going to be lethal, and boy, is he showing why he's a top player in the CHL right now, because Indian Hill has got to be thankful to have him.
Signing for the board, point after.
14-0 Braves on the 76-yard run from Daniel. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, Devlin just takes off. He's shifty, he's quick, and just no one can stop him as he just takes off.
Yeah, Luke Robinson was the last man to beat, and Devlin Daniel gave him the old get off of me as he made his way to the end zone. And I feel like plays like that all the time, Carter, as we saw Devlin get up the sideline, is where you see the defenders kind of find that burst of speed to catch up and wrap him up before he can make anything too serious happen. And I mean, the burst of acceleration that the sophomore found there was unlike something that you usually see in high school, college, or NFL football. I mean, once he got going into that top gear, he was untouchable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unreal, the athleticism this kid has. We talked about, actually, I don't know if we talked about this earlier, Will plays baseball with Devlin Daniel against him on the Braves. He's a top player in the state with baseball. I mean, the athleticism out of this kid to be able to play football at the highest level, baseball at the highest level is just unreal.
Yeah, if you just saw the shot of the student section we got, it looked like someone had zapped the life out of him.
Yeah, definitely not what the students wanted to see here tonight, only a couple minutes into the first quarter.
All right, so the Warriors trot out for their 4th drive of the night. They are yet to convert a first down. They haven't really let Betcher air it out much. A couple screen passes. List with another opportunity to return a kick. And he is wrapped up and driven backwards by Jake Freshwater.
On the tackle.
I mean, the only thing that has gone right for this Warrior team so far is when Devlin Daniel did not have the ball. So I think they've kind of found out the key that the Warriors currently can't stop the run. So I wouldn't be surprised if the pass gets minimized tonight for Indian Hill and they just keep feeding it to Daniel.
Yeah, this kickoff unit is getting a little bit tired and just frustrated already. I just saw Mahmoud Ali coming to the sideline shaking his head. Just feels like there's nothing they can do, I'm sure, to stop these Indian Hill defensemen. Betcher going to go to the air again, looking over the middle, has a wide open Evan List, and the ball is dropped.
Just something you can't be doing. And when you're down early and you just need a big play to get the momentum going for the team, and you drop a pass like that, it's unfortunate.
This is going to be an easy first down on the slant. Offensive line gave him all the time in the world. Now they pitch it to Duckwall on the option pass. It's going to be 3rd and 10 as Fitzgerald brings him down.
Yeah, and something I wanted to mention, number 9, Jackson Fry, is the defensive lineman, going to be lining up on the right side of your screen. Talked to Tyler Baumgartner today, the senior O lineman. Says he lines up especially wide on the offensive line. He's going to be prioritizing this backfield tonight, trying to stop the run because they know that the pass will be a struggle for Mariemont tonight.
All right. 2nd and 10 is the marker on the field. Carter, should it not be 3rd and 10? Now Betcher going to go deep. It's George Stathis. He is brought down after a big game. How about George and the senior making a huge play to get the Warriors into it?
Absolutely massive, Will. This is what the Warriors needed. As you can see, they're already playing hurry-up offense, just like Leon talked about 2 weeks ago. They need the momentum now, and they need it to keep going.
How about Betcher airing it out there? Now they go to the ground with Duckwall, who picks up a couple. But that has got to be the bolt of energy that Mariemont needed in this first quarter.
Yeah, you know, when I heard from Mr. George Ostathis 2 weeks ago, we didn't give him enough recognition on the broadcast for how well he was doing.
All
Boy,
right. I feel like we did plenty of what we need to do. Now they go backwards to Duckwall. He's going to have a little bit of room to run before being knocked out of bounds by Riggs.
Hey, I'm quoting from the man himself, but boy, we're going to give him a lot of recognition for that one because that was a phenomenal catch and a phenomenal pass from Betcher there.
Yeah, Betcher put that one right in the basket. George had just a step to work with, but was able to make the most of it, and now the Warriors face 3rd down in what is likely 4-down territory. Betcher going with a couple hard counts tonight. You can see the Warriors trying to steal yards when they can, but they've only drawn Indian Hill offside once so far. And Duckwall, oh my goodness. Number 18, Jake Freshwater, came in unblocked for the tackle.
Yeah, clearly the run isn't working for this game. I think the Warriors have found some positives in Betcher passing, which I think is what they're going to have to lean on. They have some talented wide receivers in George Ostathis and Evan Liss and Jack Walton. I think they need to air it out, Will, because currently the run game just isn't working for them.
Yeah, they're going to go shotgun on 4th and 9, but flags come in. Coach Leon not happy. It's going to be a false start. And all of a sudden, the punt team looks like they're going to come out. 4th and 8, you can see them going for it. Carter, 4th and 13, that's a tall order.
No, definitely not. And just not what you want to see, especially after that amazing pass from Betcher to line it up to get the Warriors across half field in scoring position for the first time of the game. Can't be giving up costly mistakes like that, especially a delay game.
All right, so List, after punting one away nicely, has a chance to get one inside the 20 here. This one is a fly ball, a high pop-up. Just inside the 30-yard line, it falls before being down by Oliver Lupian.
Well, last play for the Braves, almost 70 yards to the house for Devlin Daniel. Will, what are the odds you think they're going to give it to Daniel again?
I mean, Carter, Coach Leon told us before the game that they knew what a weapon Daniel was, and Mariemont was going to sell out to stop the run. He said they were going to sell out to stop the run. And in the first quarter, Devlin Daniel has already run for 90 yards. Obviously, a lot of that being off of that huge touchdown run but that was just his 3rd rush of the night. And now it's not going to be Daniel coming out to the field. Going to give him a quick break as Riggs joins Cole in the backfield.
Not surprised. Just give Devlin maybe a little bit longer of a breather. If I had to take it 70 yards to the house, I'd probably need some extra time to sit down and catch a break as well.
We're going to give it to Riggs here. Warden in on the tackle to help bring him down after a gain of 5. Looked like Lincoln Griesmer got to him first, to the captains of this defensive unit in on the tackle there.
Yeah, well, you were talking about how the Warriors are going to need to sell out to stop the Devlin Daniel run. I think they're going to need to sell it a little more. Clearly, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns for the kid. It ain't working too much so far. So I think that the Warriors are still in this game. They still have an opportunity to stop him because they showed a couple drives ago on that defense how they were really talented and they stopped him. But that's when Daniel doesn't have the ball in his hand. So it'll be interesting to see why he's not in.
Cole on the keeper here, puts a spin move on, ends up picking up, I think, a yard. Really nice play there, Carter, because it looked like Caleb Hammond had him dead to rights in the backfield, and Cole was able to sneak away.
Yeah, that's what you want to see out of a starting quarterback, where he can get out of those kinks, because that could have easily been a loss of 4 or 5 yards, but he was able to fight back to the line of scrimmage, even get a yard or 2. That's big for the Indian Hill offense.
Yeah, look at Hammond's all over him right there, and he just hits him with the spin cycle and shrugs him off. Now 3rd down and 3, with less than a minute to go Handoff goes to Riggs, bounces it to the outside, puts his head down, and is taken down, I think, short of the line to gain.
Really interesting. Really interesting they haven't brought Daniel into this drive yet. As we see, he comes out right now, moving the chains, fresh set of downs, bringing Daniel now, see what he can do because, boy, I mean, at this point, I feel like he can do anything well.
Yeah, that one was close, Carter. They ended up saying to move the chains. Couldn't exactly tell when his knee hit the ground, but looks like John Rodenberg is going to be content to run the clock out in this first quarter. As we wrap up here, Carter, closing thoughts for the Warriors after this initial 12 minutes.
I mean, really just trying to keep up with this Indian Hill team. I expected that going into this game, if they fell behind quick, it could get ugly. But giving up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, you're not out of it yet. Still a lot of football to play, but it'll be interesting to see as we go on. Will?
Yeah, 14-0 Braves as we wrap up the first quarter. Let's go down to sideline reporter Charlotte Solar for an update on this first quarter of play.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Mason.
Thank you.
I finally found a place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for?
All right, the first play of the Indian Hill drive is a pitch play. I think I said at the end of that first quarter we were going to run down to Charlotte Solar for an update. I actually just saw her. She was busy doing field work, talking with the players on the sidelines, Carter. So hopefully she's got some good information for us next time.
You know, I really hope she does. It's her first time out here. She's doing a great job so far, and I guess she tried to get a word from maybe Coach Leon or one of the players. It'll be interesting to see her thoughts when we cut to her next.
All right, Daniel back in the game here on 2nd and 11, but Cole will go to the air. It's complete to Volmer just across the 45 to the 46-yard line, going to bring up 3rd and medium.
With such a strong rushing game, when Indian Hill passes the ball, the Warriors need to stop that, especially if they want to stay in this game because they know Daniel's going to get a lot of rushing yards. They know he's going to put up a career night, but when they're passing the ball, the Warriors need to lock it down because if not, like I said earlier, this could get ugly real quick.
All right, it's going to be Daniel and Cole in the backfield on 3rd and 4. Big stop for the Warriors here. See if they can force a punt. The give is to Daniel. He puts his shoulder down, knocked down by Warden, who starts talking to him a little bit. Finn Warden is fired up after forcing 4th down.
Yeah, we said earlier, he's one of the big leaders of this team, the all-state linebacker. He's trying to get the team going because there is not a lot of excitement in this Warrior offense and defense right now. He's taking on that senior captain role and just going to try it and hype up this team so they can stay in this game.
Yeah, easy call for Coach Rodenberg here at midfield. 4th and 1. The offense is going to stay on the field. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try and play some bully ball and give it to the star running back here, Carter.
Just about to say that, Will.
He does get the ball. A lot of action at the line of scrimmage. Looks like it's going to be going the other way. It's a turnover on downs for the Warriors. How about Finn Warden and the rest of that defense turning this drive around? But now Indian Hill thinks they might have it.
And they're moving the chains,
Oh,
Will.
let's get another look, Carter.
I don't know, Will. That's a real questionable decision, move the chains there.
I mean, the Warriors were convinced they had turned him over.
Yeah, you could see Finn Warden there starting to talk up to George Fulmer.
I mean, quite frankly, I agree with him, Carter. I still didn't even on that replay see him getting the yard that he needed.
Yeah, this is a really interesting call here from the refs.
I mean, obviously they have the better angle at it, not questioning them, but just what a tight call that was at the line of scrimmage. As they fake the handoff, Cole takes it up the middle. A lot of room to run. You might have to pick up the phone, Carter, because the house is calling. as it is 20-0 Braves.
And just about a minute ago, Will, this place was buzzing, thinking they stopped the Indian Hill Braves. And just a minute later, Cole takes it to the house for, I'd say, about 55 yards. And this place just went silent. I mean, absolutely silent.
Yeah, what a deflating feeling, Carter, for that defense to think they turned him over, and then all of a sudden you turn around and Cole is taking it to the end zone.
Yeah, especially for Finn Warden, too. He was instrumental in stopping that team and the defense that drive. Just to see it end that quickly is tough for him, but interesting to see how the rest of this half will play out.
Yeah, both coaches, when we talked to them before this matchup, talked about the importance of handling adversity and how do you bounce back. And the Warriors did not do a good job there. Obviously, a bad break, whether you believe that the referees messed up that first down call or just so close and Devlin Daniel inched over the line. Either way, Warriors had that situation get turned around on them pretty quickly, and before they were able to regroup, they found themselves down another touchdown. So you cannot let stuff like that happen in these games, Carter.
Yeah, coming back to motivation, Coach Rodenberg from Indian Hill said, good teams can be motivated by a coach, but the great ones feed off each other. Certainly we're seeing the great ones. Is this Indian Hill team, and boy, are they feeding off each other tonight, Will.
Yeah, and I think Finn Warden was trying to do that a little bit, get his guys going, but the wind just taken out of his sails after that Indian Hill drive.
Turning set to kick for the Braves. Woody and List set to return for the Warriors.
All right, so Indian Hill finds themselves up big early in the second quarter. Finn Warden with his first opportunity to return tonight. See if he can get some angry running going, puts his head down, finds himself close to the 30-yard line before being brought down by Julius Nero.
Owen Betcher taking the field again. Couple takeaways that I think we all noticed in the last drives. The run with Max Duckwall, who was instrumental in 2 weeks ago against a huge victory against Norwood. The running game isn't working. I think they're going to have to turn to the pass because they had a big play to Evan List for about 40 yards earlier in the game. I think even with Betcher and not maybe being as skilled as Mayer, I think he needs to step up and start airing out the ball because clearly the run game isn't working.
Yeah, the sophomore junior duo together in the backfield to start the drive. Walton goes into motion at the bottom of your screen. Now Betcher rolling out right, looking to throw, and he is brought down and the ball is out. It is recovered by the Indian Hill Braves. It was Jackson Fry forcing the fumble, and then it was recovered by Aiden Ripp, the senior. And what a start to that drive and a very quick ending.
Yeah, we talked about Jackson Fry. As you can see over there, he lines up extremely wide on that line, and he just annihilates Betcher to the ground. Just a massive hit. You can see on the sideline, that is a large human. I said earlier how wide he lines up on the defensive line. Tyler Baumgartner said they're going to prioritize the backfield. Boy, Will, did they prioritize it there.
Jackson Fry, the man who forced the fumble, stands at 6'4", 215, and Aiden Ripp recovered it, who stands at 6'5", 295. So Indian Hill just using some brute strength to get that football back.
The more and more I look at Fry on the line, Will, they might be lying about his weight. That looks like a solid 240 out of the man now. But
well, how about Daniel again here, Carter, staying on his feet right around the first down marker. We'll see where they got him down.
Barely into the second half, and Daniel's already got over 100 rushing yards and multiple touchdowns. I just think he's going to keep getting better and better as the night goes on. We talked about how last year, 280 rushing yards from the Braves offense. Wouldn't be surprised if they kind of go over that mark tonight.
Yeah, they've got it at 2nd and inches here. They had him push that out of bounds just before the line to gain.
8:58 on the clock.
Now Cole wanted to throw, goes to the ground, Flags come flying in from everywhere as Simpson and Warden bring him down. Right before that play, guys, sorry, Carter was trying to talk to our producers in the truck. Forgot to hit the talkback button. Amateur hour over here in the booth.
You know, well, some of us can't be perfect. I accidentally clicked Will's talkback button. We make mistakes out here.
He recognized he had to hit the talkback button. He hit the wrong one. This one's going to be coming back for the Braves. Holding penalty. Gives the Warriors some relief.
I don't know how much relief they can get here, Will. They're in prime scoring position, and Devlin Daniel can really go anywhere with this ball, but I guess they'll take what they can get here down 21-0.
2nd and 11. Bunch set on the left side. Daniel in the backfield with Cole. Cole throws over the middle. Ball was a little high and it slipped out of Drost's hands, and that will force 3rd and long.
Yeah, a little bit lower of a pass there, and I think he definitely could have taken that for 6. Warriors catch a break here, but I don't know how much longer they can hold up. As you can see here, Cole throws a pass. Yeah, just a little bit overthrown over his head.
Yeah, Drost did get 2 hands on the football, so definitely wasn't the worst throw in the world, but incomplete nonetheless. We'll see if they go back to the air on 3rd down. Short pass out toward Fry's direction, but falls incomplete. 2 drops in a row from Indian Hill, and we'll see if we see the field goal team come out for the first time tonight.
Yeah, kicker 33, Drew Sinan. I haven't gotten to see much of his leg. Didn't get to catch an eye on him in warm-ups, but with how this Indian Hill team's looking, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a phenomenal kicker as well.
Yeah, 3 for 3 on extra points tonight, Carter. Looks like this attempt is going to be from about 36 yards. Kick is up, and it is wide left. So the Warriors will come back on, still trailing by 21. And while possession changes, let's go down to Charlotte Solar.
As the Warriors started off this 2nd quarter 21-0, I talked to Zach Mayer earlier this week, and he stated that he had full faith in his team to come back with his coaches and this new quarterback, as well as I walked down the sidelines during the 2nd half, and Leon was being signs of encouragement, and this just holds Zach to be true.
Yeah, I wanted to talk more about Zach Mayer. He is committed to this team. As Betcher rolls in the backfield.
Oh, and this one's intercepted. And this one's going to be back for 6, and this is complete and utter chaos at Kusel Stadium. George Vollmer, the receiver / cornerback, was hit in the chest by Owen Betcher and basically walked into the end zone.
Talked about how this Warrior team wanted to kind of air it out more, as we noticed in the first few possessions with their lack of getting Duckwall the ball and getting him a lot of yards, and they started passing it, but Betcher just can't get anything going. Throws it, as you can see right there, throws it right to George Vollmer.
Looks like he was targeting Walton toward the sideline, Carter, but that was really the first bad ball I've seen tonight from Betcher, as that one is definitely good.
Yeah, going to be really tough for the Warriors to come back now. 8 minutes still left. As you can see, they're just celebrating. They're having fun on the sideline here for Indian Hill. I'm looking over at the Warriors sideline. Not much emotion coming on, but I want to go back to what Charlotte said earlier about Zach Mayer. She talked to him over the week. He's definitely bummed about being out for the next couple weeks, but Coach Leon has a lot of emphasis on how good of a player he is and how great of a teammate he is. He said he texted me on the day of surgery apologizing that he may be late to practice.
That's incredible.
Incredible. He says he's been there almost every day helping Owen Betcher, carrying water bottles in one hand and doing anything he can for the team. And that just shows commitment. He's still showing up to practice even when he can't play. He's being the water boy. He's showing the backup his tricks, what he can do to be better against this Indian Hill team. And even though Betcher started out so, that just shows the leadership of Mayer. He's still on the sideline there on the left side of your screen once we pan out to the game cam. he's involved. As you can see, he's talking to, well, what's that guy? What's the coach's name again that he's talking to? We mentioned him last.
Oh, Coach Compton. Coach Compton on the sidelines this year.
Coach Compton. We talked about he's been a voice of this offensive coordination for the Warriors. Interesting to see how he has transitioned from the play calling booth to the field. He's hyping up his players just over the ICRC-TV logo. That's him right there. He's coaching up his players, getting them motivated because, boy, the Warriors are going to need a lot of motivation if they want to come back from this one.
Big kick here will be a touchback. Yeah, great job, Charlotte, on that report about Zach Mayer. Unfortunately, we couldn't get too much into it before the Braves turned around and scored on Betcher, but that's quality journalism right there, folks. My own personal anecdote, last week after I heard about Zach's injury, I texted and just reached out to share my condolences, talk about what had happened. And before I could even say too much, he turned it right back around to me and started asking about my own golf season. So, I mean, the guy is just the most compassionate, the most kind you'll ever find. And I'm sure that all the guys, even though he's not playing, still cherish his presence on the sidelines for the remainder of this year if he is unable to make a comeback.
Yeah, just good in every way possible. It's gonna suck if he can't return to the field, but no matter what it is, he's a great leader and a great facet of this team.
Pre-snap movement here is going to result in some laundry on the field.
I like that. Laundry on the field, huh? That's a new one.
Luke Brenneman, everyone, for those who haven't heard that name, was my predecessor here at Mariemont. He coached me up in this broadcasting program, and that was a go-to phrase of his when flags got thrown. Going to be a false start on the Warriors. We'll see what they go to on 1st and 15. Betcher's last pass was taken the other way for 6 points. We'll see what they do here. To the air again, rolls out right again, almost brought down, able to get the throw off for an incompletion. Good job avoiding the sack there from Owen.
We were talking about how Devlin Daniel is going to be a big voice in this team tonight, and certainly he has, but kind of want to give a nod to the defensive line here. They have not given the Warriors any breathing room throughout this entire game. Definitely going to be tough because, especially with, number 9, Jackson Fry, and how he's been a voice in this defensive line. As you can see there, just nowhere for Betcher to go. A little chippy.
Whoa, and there come the flags. Betcher stuffed on the run, but a little extracurricular activity from Penn Picton, and the Indian Hill defense is going to result in the Warriors being the beneficiaries of these penalty flags.
Boy, let me tell you, the Warriors not performing very well tonight, but man, these one-liners are hitting well. I mean, just delivering it. I mean, filling the big shoes of Brenneman. Just great to see it out here.
Yes, the Warriors, without even doing anything productive offensively, have picked up 15 yards and a first down as they find themselves at the 30-yard line. Low snap handled by Betcher. Screen pass is almost intercepted. Jackson Fry almost got to Betcher, rushed the throw a little bit, falls incomplete for 2nd and 10. I mean, Jackson Fry and Aiden Ripp have just been wreaking havoc early in this game.
I mean, definitely. And keep an eye on Fry. As I said earlier, Tyler Baumgartner, senior offensive lineman, said he's going to be lining up wide on this defensive line.
Betcher rolls out right again, looking to throw. It's a bullet over the middle of the field for Walton, who has a first down. Walton taking over wide receiver 1 responsibilities in Vianello's absence, and the senior with a big play there.
Yeah, definitely huge for Jack Walton to fill those shoes, because Talon Vianello has been big in this Warrior offense during the first 2 games, especially in that Norwood game earlier. So getting to fill the shoes of Vianello is going to be an important role for Jack.
Betcher wants to throw again, steps up for the run, takes a big hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Looks like Penn Picton delivered that one, Carter. Coach Leon did tell us before the game that they felt Owen Betcher gave them kind of a new wrinkle to the offense. He's very shifty back there. Not the biggest guy in the world, but can move out of the pocket when he needs to, and they were hoping they could take advantage of that a little bit tonight, but Indian Hill's been all over him. This one handed off to Duckwall. He's wrapped up and brought down for a loss.
Yeah, I feel like if maybe Betcher was starting against Norwood 2 weeks ago, he could have really showed off how shifty he was and how quick he was. But when you're starting against, an Indian Hill line that looks like they could play for the Bengals, I don't know how shifty you can be, because they're just going to be coming in on all sides.
Going to look to throw over the middle to List on the slant. Going to be 4th down. I mean, we've seen some success in the air tonight. Carter, that big play to George Ostathis, the first down to Walton a minute ago, but the negative has certainly outweighed the positive in this one for the Warriors.
100%. I think, you know, the last big play we saw from the Warriors really was that big toss to List in the first quarter, and that was about all we've seen. They tried to hurry it up, and they tried to get it going since, but really just haven't seen much. We've seen a couple good passes from Betcher, but that and a lackluster run game, just nothing is going right for the Warriors so far.
Watch out for the fake here, Carter. They like to try it sometimes, but I think List was told to just punt that one away, and punt it away he did, just not very far. Braves will take over with excellent field position at their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, 4 punts for List so far this game. Only about one has crossed maybe 35 yards, I'd say. First one of the game was blocked, which resulted in a score from Devlin Daniel 2 plays into the game.
And I mean, I would say too, Carter, that one seemed like he had the time. The one that was blocked in the second punt of the day, it just seemed like Indian Hill was swarming him before he could even look to get the punt off. So when you see stuff like that, guys, not always on the punter, but that one right there, I think List would tell you that he would like to get a better boot on it.
Yeah, and a lot of it could just be mental. You know, he started off shaky this game, and it's tough to come back from that when you're playing such a good Indian Hill team, and just need to get something to go their way right now.
All right, we'll see what the Braves do. Start off this possession, a little play action as Cole looks to throw. A lot of time, but not a lot of receivers. He's going to throw it away into the crowd.
Almost just killed someone.
I think a young woman just took a football to the head.
Appears to be okay, though. Cheerleaders are checking on her. They're laughing. They're smiling. Everything's okay.
Oh,
but, man, I don't know if I could take that hit that well. That thing was coming in hot.
Youth night tonight for the Warriors, and a lot of the students, or the elementary and junior high students, are in that front row where Cole threw that one away to. And, yeah, as Carter said, luckily the young lady was okay, but that could have been a little scary. A lot of power on that ball from Mr. Cole.
You know, a good memory to hang on to, the time you got nailed with a football at the high school football game, you know.
All right, 2nd and 10 as the Braves look to focus up again. Handoff goes to Daniel. Has a little bit of room to run before being brought down. Going to bring up 3rd and 6 from just short of midfield.
I mean, even with being swarmed by the Warrior D-line, he still finds a way to get 4 or 5 yards every time. When he does find that opening, boy, let me tell you, it's going to be a little bit more than a first down, Will.
3rd and 5, Braves.
I don't know, Will. Do you really think Jackson Fry is 215 pounds?
I mean, that's what the roster says. I got to trust it. But, I mean, this guy's just an animal out there. It seems like every time I see him, he's making a play somehow. Little option play. Cole and the keeper shrugging off tacklers. How many Warriors does it take to bring him down? It looks like the answer is not enough as he picks up a first down.
Yeah, huge on the read option tonight, I've noticed from the Braves. Mariemont's expecting the ball to go to Daniel every time, but then you realize you got Cole in the backfield as well, quarterback, who can also just run equally as well. As you can see right here, just powering.
At least 3 guys got the shrug.
Just powering through this Warrior defense. I mean, just nothing can stop this Indian Hill backfield.
4 receiver set here for the Braves, 2 on each side. Cole and Daniel in the backfield on first down. Little read option. Cole very indecisive, but he had all the time in the world to choose his own path, and he ended up picking up 6 yards.
I mean, Will, this Warrior defense just looks confused almost. I mean, I see him. I think they prepared so heavy this week to watch Devlin Daniel run, and they give it to Daniel, and they can't do anything to stop it, and then they fake to Daniel, and then they go to Cole, and they don't have anything to stop it. It's just, they look discombobulated almost on the field, I would say. It's like Cole looked like he was able to dance in the backfield before he took off for a couple of yards on that run. So just confusion almost, I'd like to say, out of this Warrior D-line.
Yeah, I don't know what's more impressive, the Indian Hill offensive line or Carter's vocabulary.
I keep up on my men beam each week in Mr. Weiss's AP seminar class, so learned a lot over the years.
They're going to pitch it out to Daniel here. Flags coming out from all 3 referees for a false start, and the Braves will be forced to back up for 2nd and 9.
Flag on the play, good ball, false start. 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 9 Braves.
Finally hearing some chants from the student section, Carter, trying to energize the boys a little bit maybe. I mean, if they could just find some positive takeaway from this first half before they go to the locker room, it would go a long way, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it starts with the student section, Will, because right now can't start with the team. So if the student section can get fired up, maybe that can bring some energy to the football team.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. Coming up at halftime, guys, we do have a report from Charlotte Solar and a ICRC halftime show, so don't go anywhere. It's going to be really good stuff talking about this game and other ones from around the league. Mahmoud Ali almost got to him, but Cole gets away. Now tucks it and runs. Made an awfully dangerous pass. Caleb Hammond swatted it away.
Yeah, 2 near interceptions this game so far from the Warriors. Caleb Hammond there earlier with Jack Simpson. Starting to show some promise, dare I say, from this Warrior defense. We were saying earlier about how they're looking discombobulated. We love saying that word.
Apparently you do, Carter. It's the second time in 5 minutes.
No, but really just look at if it's a simple, pressuring Cole and getting a good swat away at the ball, that's a good positive to take away for this possession.
All right, 3rd and 9 from the 39 for the Braves. See if they want to air it out or stick with their bread and butter. Could be 4th down territory. They will look to pass. Cole will look to go deep and throws it into no man's land. Vollmer was meant to be on the receiving end, and we'll see what Rodenberg decides to do here, Carter.
Yeah, Luke Robinson just short of that interception. I don't know if we'll get a replay there, but maybe a couple steps behind getting to pick that ball off. Interesting to see the Braves airing this one out because their run game has just been so dominant this game. But I guess when you're up 28-0, you can start experimenting, I guess.
Yeah, I would have thought maybe run it, try and pick up 4 or 5 yards, and then you've got 4th and manageable. But hard to question the great John Rodenberg. That guy's got one of the more impressive coaching histories I've ever seen at a high school level.
Yeah, definitely Coach of the Year last year, undefeated in the CHL.
Well, this is quite the boot. We'll see if the Braves can down it.
Warriors gonna be stuck in their own territory. Recovered by number 5, Roman Hiltgen.
Kind of interesting. I mean, not much Roman could do there. It seemed like if he didn't handle it, the Braves were going to down it inside the 5. So he ends up fair catching it on the bounce. But either way, an excellent punt.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Pinning the Warriors back in the spot is the last thing they need. But Indian Hill's going to, just put the pressure on them with that great punt. Going to try and maybe, we've seen a pick 6 thrown already. Wouldn't be surprised if they run a quick blitz on Betcher here because the O-line has been struggling to keep up tonight.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in this first half. Braves lead at 28-0, and the Warriors with awful field position. Betcher narrowly escapes and now is brought down by Daniel at the 1-yard line.
Called it earlier, Will. They're going to be blitzing. They're going to be pressuring Betcher. Now he's almost, inches away from a safety there. The Warriors are way back in their own territory, into their own end zone. I guess now it's just hold out for the safety because
I don't know what you do here. Your back is quite literally against the wall here.
Big goalpost?
I don't know what, the end zone's back there. That's kind of a wall. They throw it to Duckwall in the end zone. It is incomplete. Did they throw it forward? They did. Signals come in for an incomplete pass, and it's going to be 3rd down inside the 1. I just don't see what good things could happen on this drive, Carter.
Honestly, it's better that Duckwall didn't catch that ball. If not, he was going to get tackled into the bushes by the scoreboard. I guess we got some life left in this offense.
They are currently talking about it, Carter, and they do rule it incomplete pass, which will bring up 3rd down. I almost think maybe a QB sneak just to give yourself some room to try and get a punt off. If you try and punt from here, I feel like there's no way.
Yeah, especially with the way List has been punting. If they try and punt a ball off right now, it could go anywhere. They could return it for a touchdown for all I know. So
they're going to try and throw. Braves bring heat. This one has barely gotten away. An incomplete pass that didn't even get out of the end zone. A risky play call with inside of 2 minutes to go. The Warriors are faced with quite the dilemma. They're going to send out the punt team.
Evan List not having his best night on the punt. If anything, this is the time to hit a good punt.
And actually, it's not even going to be Evan List. They're going to trot out Will Shatui, normally the kicker, due to the lackluster offense, he hasn't gotten many opportunities to do that tonight. But we'll see if he can make an impact punting the ball. Devlin Daniel is out there, but we'll see if the Braves going to try and block this one. Oh, he gets the punt away. Very nice. Now Daniel is going to look to return. Not a lot of field for him to work with, and he brings it all the way inside the 15-yard line. I would say, all things considered, that was a win for the Warriors.
I mean, Shatui, he's been a great kicker for the Warriors this year. Just get this man punting the ball as well. I mean, just a phenomenal.
I mean, that was well done.
Look at this.
Got it off quickly. No opportunities for a block. Good holds from that line of the Warriors. You know, obviously great field position for the Braves, but at least they didn't give up a safety.
I mean, boy, in that position, 65, Aiden Rip, if that man was running at me, I would be trying to kick the ball as quick as I humanly could because, man, that is a lineman right there.
All right, we'll see if the Braves can extend the lead before halftime. Probably already in field goal range. Handoff goes to Daniel, very patient behind his blockers, getting pushed forward, still getting pushed forward inside the 5. Great job from the Indian Hill offense there, finding some extra yards for their running back.
Number 5, Roman Hilton, slow to get up.
He is finally helped up.
Official timeout.
Official timeout here for the injury. Looks like he is making his way off the field in his own power. Let's take another look at this run.
And, I mean, you can see here, I think that was, yeah.
Yeah, how about Jackson Fry and Henry Hayes doing the heavy lifting there on that dog pile?
I mean, with how much Devlin Daniel was advancing there, you thought the whole offensive line was pushing him. I guess all it takes is a couple linemen.
All right, so now Indian Hill knocking on the door.
Expect to see a run here, Will?
I wouldn't be surprised. They do give it to Daniel, bounces it to the outside, but a number of Warriors coming to the defense of the end zone. Flags to come in. We've got holding on Indian Hill, and they will back up to the 15-yard line. Jamal Moore, I think I just saw him toss a wave into the student section while they're trying to defend the Indian Hill offense.
I don't know if now's the time to be waving into the student section down 28-0, but, you know, good for the kid.
Clock will run under a minute before Indian Hill gets up to this one. First and goal from outside the 10-yard line. They're just going to give it to Daniel again. Turns the corner, makes his way upfield, bouncing guys off of him, and he finds Pater for his third touchdown of the night, Carter?
I believe that is his third touchdown. Yes, third touchdown, triple-digit rushing yards. This man cannot be stopped. We've talked about how he's been an athlete all game. He just ran through the entire Warrior defense to get to that line and the touchdown there. I mean, I don't know how you can stop him. This is unreal. How much of an athlete is. We talked about how good of a baseball player is.
Ground ball here. They're going to try and go for 2 now. Intercepted by the Warriors. Jack Simpson taking it back. And the play is blown dead for an incomplete pass. So it will remain 34-0 on the bad snap. Carter, Devlin Daniel has 127 rushing yards in the first half to go along with 3 touchdowns.
That is unreal, Will. I really want to see him try and go for a lot more yards tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's taken out at the half, up 34-0. I mean, there's no need. I mean, you can realize we went into this game thinking that Mariemont behind Indian Hill, and they would have to come out hitting early if they just wanted to keep up. But at this point, I mean, what do you do if you're Coach Leon?
I mean, I don't know what kind of speech he plans on giving in the locker room at halftime, but this has just been a very one-sided affair so far. I know all the Devlin Daniel fantasy owners out there are pleased with how the first half has went because he is racking them up right now.
Going back to Coach Leon, he's going to need to give a Herb Brooks-style speech to this locker. I mean, gonna give him something. I don't know what he's got, but I mean anything. Just a first down right now would be huge for the Warriors.
Yeah, once again, guys, we will have the ICRC halftime show coming up at the break. There was a little bit of a college game day-esque pregame affair, so don't go anywhere. That's going to be really exciting to watch. I know I'll be tuned in, doing some really good stuff, looking at Cincinnati High School football. We still got 40 seconds to play in this half of football, though, as Evan List is going to be on the return. He's able to break a couple tackles before being brought down by Topher Watchell at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, not a bad return for fighting up to the 25-yard line. Gets the Warriors in a position to maybe, I think a first down right now would be a big positive for the Warrior offense here. So we talked about how the pass needs to be used, and it's been used, resulted in an interception for Betcher. But they turn to the run game, and Duckwall, who's been a big part of this offense, averaging 63 yards per game with a couple touchdowns. The run game isn't working against this Indian Hill defensive line, so needing to pass it, having your star wide receivers get open, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, Carter, 33 seconds to go. If you're Mariemont, are you trying something here, or are you just going to halftime? They will hand it off on the first play, so it looks like we might have our answer.
Clearly they're not wanting to kneel it, but I don't think they're gonna go to the pass. It looks like they'll just run it out here at half, and that looks like what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna see another play run. Coach Leon has the headset off, so we will go to the locker room with a 34-0 Braves lead. Carter, closing takeaways from this first half of football.
I mean, Indian Hill has gone out and shown why they are why they are the best team in the league. Wyoming had its time now, but Indian Hill is starting to take the reins as the leaders of the CHL going to half.
Yeah, a dominant Indian Hill performance in the first half. You see some of the highlights coming up on your screen now. That was Ethan Cole's long touchdown run. Daniel had 3 of his own. This is the forced fumble that was caused by Jackson Fry. I mean, just a ground game clinic from the Braves in the first half. As we've been mentioning, guys, the ICRC-TV halftime show is coming up next after a quick break. We'll see you in 20 for the second half from Kusel Stadium.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
I finally found a place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello, and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Oh
always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
You're so right for me, and I'm right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A freeze-on mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas.
Brings it himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Mariemont.
From the top of the key, Anna Habra ties the score.
Back at Mariemont High School, Kyle Evans alongside Logan Dyer. It's 34-0 Indian Hill Braves leading the Mariemont Warriors. And we're going to talk about the first half, partner, because the scoring got started quite early.
Yep. Yeah, the scoring got started pretty early. You had Ethan Cole to Delvin Daniels. I know we said that name a lot pre-game. Delvin Daniels has scored 3 touchdowns tonight. He came in with 8, so he's got 11 now on the season. The extra point was good. That was at 9. That was with 9:47 to go in the first quarter, 7-0. Mariemont had a 3-and-out to begin the game, and they also had a 3-and-out after that Delvin Daniels score. It was a muffed punt, so that's a huge thing for Mariemont, right? They had a block punt for the first 3-and-out, and then a muffed punt for the second one. Mariemont had a 4th and 11 fumble. It was recovered by Indian Hill, and then turnover on downs for Indian Hill, rather. Delvin Daniels had a 77-yard touchdown run. 4:06 left to go in the first quarter. The extra point was good there as well, 14-0. Ethan Cole, a 51-yard touchdown run, quarterback run, with 9:21 left to go in the second quarter. The extra point was also good. And then Indian Hill missed a field goal in the second quarter, 8:19 to go in the second quarter. And then a Mariemont INT interception with a pick 6, returned by number 3, George Vollmer, 28-0 with 8:08 to go in the second quarter. The extra point was good there. And then with 42.6 seconds to go, Delvin Daniels, his third touchdown. Again,
3 touchdowns.
Delvin Daniels, his third touchdown of the night. The 2-point conversion was failed on that one. So we sit at 34-0.
Crazy first half. We're going to check some scores from around the Cincinnati area. Mason on top of Hamilton, 7-0 as the score there. Deer Park is trailing Taylor 14-6. Anderson is leading the Lebanon Warriors 21-0. It's Wyoming 14, Madeira 7, so that's a close one in the CHL. Mount Healthy is leading Taft 14-0 in that one, and Tom Bolton's Firebirds are up 21-7 over the Indians in the second quarter, and Winton Woods and Turpin are scoreless in the second quarter, and Roger Bacon is trailing McNick 10-6. Now we're going to turn things back to our game. Mariemont played a pretty physical second quarter. We talked off air about there were some hard hits and stuff, and I think the scoreboard doesn't always reflect the outcome of a game. So if you're the Mariemont coaches right now, what are you telling your players in the locker room?
You're telling the players that, even though the scoreboard does say 34-0, you're still looking at, you're playing a really good game defensively with some hard hits there in the second quarter, as you said. So you're looking at possibly, beefing up that defense for the third and fourth quarter, trying to stop the points, stop the bleeding, rather to say, and then the offense has just got to get going. I mean, they had a couple drives there that they could have made some moves on, and then they missed opportunities, and then of course the 3-and-outs never really help as well.
Obviously, if you're Indian Hill, you're winning, but what does the Braves need to improve on?
They need to improve on stopping. Their defense needs to improve on picking up Mariemont's slack, right? If Mariemont comes back and comes out firing on all cylinders in the third and fourth quarter, they just got to keep the game where it's at. And then obviously they need to keep their foot on the gas pedal, keep Delvin Daniels going, because he's a good player, good running back.
I'm going to turn it back to Mariemont. He has 11 touchdowns on the season. How do you stop this guy? Because he's pretty incredible.
Delvin Daniels?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to really you look at Delvin Daniels, you got to really fill that hole, right? You got to stop the run. And sometimes it's tough to stop the run, but you just got to cover them up and hope and pray that you don't actually leave somebody uncovered, wide receiver wise, and they don't get down the field and able to catch a touchdown pass.
All right, it's halftime here at Mariemont. It's 34-0 Mariemont on top of 34-0 Indian Hill on top of Mariemont. It's our first ICRC kickoff report, so we're all learning, making some mistakes, but we're all having fun, right?
Of course. I almost forgot because I told you this pregame. I want to give a quick shout out to a couple Mariemont graduates, class of 76.
Wow, we're going back.
Brad Bolton, class of 77. Tim Timmers.
These are friends of yours?
A couple buddies of mine.
Hey.
Tim Timmers works with me down to Cincinnati Reds.
Hey.
And Brad Bolton, I met him just a couple of years ago doing DoorDash. And, so I told him I would give him a quick shout out. So shout out to Brad and Tim tonight.
All right, again, halftime here at Mariemont. 34-0 Indian Hill on top. When we come back, we will send things back up to the broadcast booth for the second half. You're watching the ICRC Halftime Report.
That leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is Unit 1 crew from One Log Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What are you doing in there?
What's that? I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Baby, you see, you're so right for me, and I'm right for you. I love the things you do, like sweet tasting wine. Your lips are so divine. Your loving turns me on. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go. Baby, never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Mariemont versus Indian Hill. If you missed the first half, it has been a blowout in favor of the Braves. And to find out a little bit more about that, let's head down to our sideline reporter, Charlotte Solar.
Hey, thanks, guys. After the halftime report, I talked to Coach Leone, and he stated that he would go into the second quarter or second half with the no-quitting mindset.
Thanks for the report, Charlotte. Very important for the Warriors to have that that ability to face adversity, Carter.
Yeah, at this point, you just got to wonder what Coach Leone said to him in the locker room. I said earlier he's going to need a Herb Brooks-esque speech to get him going, but right now, down 34-0. I'm interested to see if Indian Hill keeps the gas going, because honestly, if I was the Indian Hill coach, I'm keeping my pedal to the metal, and I'm trying to give Devlin Daniel a career night right now. They're up 34. 2 weeks ago when Mariemont was up big, we saw them starting to put it in their backups, and that kind of eased off the metal. With Indian Hill and the strength and power of this team, I would not be surprised if they did not do that tonight.
Well, Carter, we alluded to that halftime speech, and we've got a lot of viewers tonight, a lot of which are Mariemont alumni watching from their college dorm rooms. One of them, Mariemont basketball star over the last 4 years, Sacco Stalzer, reached out to me. I asked him for his advice for the Warriors for the second half. He said that they can only change what's in front of them. They may have had some missed opportunities, but if they capitalize on the second half, anything can happen. They've got to get Betcher some confidence, and his final words to them would be, go get it done, boys. So we'll see if they take that to heart and if they can accomplish that goal, as the Braves will start with the football to begin the third quarter.
How about some Mariemont alumni now tuning into the broadcast? Showing out to their alma mater as Will Shatui kicks off.
Hammers him, to be honest with you.
And this kid's got a foot.
Return will come from the Braves, and a nice start to the second half. Carlo Ramundo, I think it was.
Yeah. Taking down Jake Freshwater. And so far, again, down 34-0. Game ain't over till it's over, Will. Game ain't over till it's over.
No doubt about that. So if you're the Warriors offense trotting out here, or sorry, the Braves offense trotting out here, you were kind of talking about, will the foot, stay on the gas pedal? What will they do? It is Devlin Daniel and Ethan Cole out to start the second half. We'll see if they stick to that run-heavy offense. I can't imagine they do anything different.
Yeah, just chewing off the clock at this point with Daniel and his elusiveness. They've said he's an athlete. Flag is thrown.
Flags come in. Might get an illegal motion on Jake Vollmer here.
Mariemont drawn a lot of flags tonight. Haven't been able to really capitalize off of them so far, but they'll take anything they can get right now.
All right, so on 1st and 15, we will see the first play from scrimmage in the second half before another flag comes in. And will they get Vollmer again here? They will. So back-to-back false starts for the Braves to make it 1st and 20. Interesting. Clearly, Coach Rodenberg is expecting them to let this go, but twice in a row they've sent Vollmer into motion, and he's been called for it. Let's take another look here, Carter. He's running behind Cole in the backfield, not getting set before the snap, and he's getting the whistle blown.
Yeah, I guarantee you Coach Rodenberg's the kind of coach to not be appreciative of that. Even up so big as they hand it off to Devin Daniel. Looks like held down big by the Mariemont D-line. But as I was saying, Coach Rodenberg, he's up 34-0. I would not be surprised if he would be ripping at his defense for offense for 2 consecutive flags like that. Just not what you want to see, especially out of such a skillful team that the Braves have here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No coach ever appreciates getting penalties called on their team. Always a point of emphasis, I know, when I talk with Coach Leone at practice, and you hate to see it transfer into Friday Night Lights. Cole goes to the air here, a slant route. Ball is thrown low, but caught by Ben Seichel, the man who Cole beat out in the quarterback competition this year. Gonna bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, so far we went into this game thinking maybe that giving the starting job to Cole was maybe a little bit questionable. You know, we saw Sechel, and he had some solid stats. You know, no touchdowns thrown, but 155 yards in his first 3 games. But so far, I mean, Ethan Cole's showing up and showing out tonight when they're passing the ball, because clearly they got a good passing game along with his dominant rushing offense as well.
5 wide with Daniel in the backfield on 3rd and 11. They give it to Daniel. He turns the corner. Jamal Moore trying to make a play. Lincoln Griesmer in on the tackle as well, and he's pushed out of bounds after picking up 6, and that will bring up 4th down.
Well, good start for the Warriors here on the second half. I know a win is very far out of reach, but anything right now, if you get a score or 2 against this Indian Hill team in the second half would be pretty big for the Warriors.
Moves to punt. Number 5, Hilton back to field the punt.
Punt. All right, so the punt unit comes out for Indian Hill here. Looks like Volmer is going to kick it away. A lot of receivers seem to do punting in high school football, Carter, a trend I've noticed in my time. That one trickles out of bounds around the 40-yard line, and Mariemont will take over.
Punt goes out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
And big emphasis on the punters and kickers here. We like to say that punters and kickers are athletes too, especially in Will Shatui, the Mariemont kicker. That kid has got a leg.
Yeah, Rich Eisen, punters are people too, he said, and that's a quote I really live by, Carter.
Yeah, definitely instrumental to the special teams, instrumental to the team, just overall instrumental.
You know, golfers are athletes and punters are people, man.
I love that, Will. I love that. What a call.
All right, so here comes Betcher leading the offense out along with the junior Duckwall to start this second half. Let's see if the Warriors can put some points on the board. Handoff is given to Max. He finds a seam, breaks it up the middle, and is tackled down around the 50-yard line, but it's 9 yards in his longest run of the night.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. We talked about how Duckwall's really solid in this backfield when the offensive line allows it, and he showed it right there because this team really solid when they can get the run game going, because Max Duckwall is big for this quarterback.
Betcher rolls right, has it open. Walton, great ball from Betcher, and Walton's second catch of the night. Really nice ball from the sophomore there. Dropped it right over Caleb Stubblefield's head, and the Warriors move the chains.
And Will, dare I say, this is a completely
different
different football team. I mean, I guess Leon gave him some good words in the locker room, because right now, defense and offense looking really solid.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, on the option, Betcher chooses to keep it. He's got some yards to work with before being brought down by Volmer. And how about the momentum from the offensive side of the ball?
How about it we say the sophomore quarterback stepping up when it matters, showing that he is still a big part of this team.
Really nice read there. He's going to try and keep it again. This one not as successful as he's brought down by Rick.
Yeah, and I've kind of noticed, well, the Warriors, when they're playing well, they're running the hurry-up offense. Like, we realized that Leon put into effect 2 weeks ago against the Norwood game. Clearly worked, but when they get the momentum going, they start building it really quickly.
Yeah.
Like I said, try to keep it under 14 seconds each play.
The bread and butter, they roll out right. Betcher looking deep, a wobbly pass. Looks like it was thrown out of bounds. What do you want the flag there, it looked like?
Yeah, I wanted the flag. The Warrior sideline wanted the flag. Didn't get the flag, though. I guess I'm a little biased towards the Warrior team here, but the refs don't need to throw much when it's, it's such a crazy game like this. Here's the replay.
I think they would have had a case for it if the ball was thrown inbounds. I think they're going with the no, it wasn't catchable philosophy there. Volmer with a pretty physical coverage there. 3rd down, Walton on the screen pass right through his hand. A Butterfingers moment brings up 4th down.
And that's something you don't normally see from Walton. He's been a big part, especially in filling the shoes of Vianella here. He is normally making big plays for this team. Very rare drop to see there from number 14, Mr. Jack Walton.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Coach Leon going to choose to be aggressive here, and I like it. Down by 5 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. Snap goes to Betcher. He drops back to pass. Rolling left, throwing deep, has a man. Ball was thrown a little bit outside the pylon, targeting Jack Walton, and that is a turnover on downs.
Yeah, if the Warriors' offensive line can just hold up a little bit, maybe give Betcher an extra couple seconds, could be pulling it off, but when Betcher's having to throw off his back foot on the wrong side of the field, be tough pass to convert.
The Braves coming back out to play here. It'll be Ethan Cole and Evan Riggs in the backfield. So Daniel starts this drive on the bench. 3 minutes to go here. Riggs driven back by Griesmer.
Defensive line for the Warriors still holding up here. By the senior linebacker Finn Warden, who we've been talking about all game. Apparently he was sick the first couple days of this week. Came into Friday, maybe not feeling 100%, but boy, is he showing up and showing out for this Warrior defense tonight.
2nd, 8 Braves.
Second and 8, 4 receivers out there for the Braves. Shotgun formation as always for Coach Rodenberg's squad. Option play, Cole keeps it, but Simpson brings him down to the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, another big key player here for this Warrior defense that definitely will be exciting to watch in this year. Said earlier, he's tied for 3rd in the league with sacks with 3. A lot of tackles, had a breakout year last year until he got injured. Expect to see some big plays coming out of the kid Jack Simpson this season.
Yeah, Kean Trout making his way onto the field here. Just 2 minutes to play in this 3rd quarter of football.
Quarter came and went real fast.
We might be going running clock, Carter. I think I've noticed that.
Yeah, definitely. Up so big, there's no need to be stopping it.
Screen pass is thrown out there. Jamal Moore brought him down, and now a flag is thrown as it's number 17, Brody Smith, is down on the sideline. I think we're going to get on sportsmanlike conduct here or a personal foul.
You can see Leon motioning to get his team out of the way. Always scary to see an injury come down here. Hope Smith's okay.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Warriors will give a first down to the Braves. Let's take another look at this one, guys. Jamal Moore was the one on the tackle. Gets up and kind of stands over Smith, who was down with an injury, and immediately the flag came out.
Glad to see him up, though. Looks like maybe an arm injury. Could have landed wrong on the arm, but good to see him up and walking.
Penalty leads to a first down to the Braves.
So before the Braves first down, just one more time so we can see this exact view. Really nice camera angle from our guys here. Yeah, I just think it was that moment where Moore stood over him, Carter. I don't know what he was saying, but definitely jawing at him a little bit after a big play. Referees didn't like it as Riggs starts off this drive for the Braves.
Yeah, especially up, when you're down a lot, I get it's okay to be frustrated, but sometimes just you need to move on, and it is what it is, but never like seeing unsportsmanlike conduct on the field.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 50 seconds to play, probably another 2 handoffs for the Braves will bring us to the end of the quarter. Or maybe just one more if they bring this clock down under 40 seconds, which they will. So they can just run a singular play, see if they can pick up a first down with Riggs, and as we suspected, it looks like Daniel's night is done, Carter.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, Will. I was really hoping to see him have a career night, but I mean.
Handoff does go to Riggs, and he picks up big yardage for a first down.
Yes,
go ahead, Carter.
Sorry, we'll send it back to Devlin Daniel. What was his stat line?
Yeah, so in that first half alone, ended up with 127 yards and 3 touchdowns. Obviously, the one to remember is that 76-yarder in the first quarter. As you see Riggs move the chains there as the third quarter comes to an end, 34-0 Warriors, and we have word that there is an injury report for Mrs. Solar down by the end zone. Let's go there.
Sideline at halftime. Davis Taylor had broken his wrist in the first play of the game. He has been rushed to the nearest hospital for some further explanation.
Oh my goodness, I had no idea. Charlotte, thanks for the update. Oh, best wishes to Davis Kaler. That is so sad. It didn't seem like he went down after the play that I can remember, Carter. Oh, that's such a bummer. Davis Kaler, for those who turned into the Norwood game, we're big fans of Mr. Kaler up here. His brother is a senior at the high school, a good friend of mine and Carter's, and that is super sad to see. I was not aware of that at all. Best wishes to him, and hopefully he gets checked out and his wrist is all okay. Great work, Charlotte, on that report.
Yeah, so tough. I saw Will's face when we received that news, and just heartbreak. I mean, kid pours his heart and soul into the game. As Will said, Sam Kaler, his brother, good friends with him, you know. It's tough to see any injury on the field, but especially someone you're close to.
Yeah, so Davis just a freshman, but getting reps on special teams for the Warriors and going to have a big impact in the future. We'll see what we can find out there. That's really something to keep an eye on, folks.
Riggs on the carry, gain of 5.
As Riggs will pick up 5 yards on first down to start the fourth quarter.
So like Will said earlier, running clock. Expect this fourth quarter to move by quickly. I think the game really slowed down a bit. Ethan Cole's still in there. They haven't traded out quarterbacks. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays in the rest of the game, but definitely Devlin Daniel. No reason to keep him in the rest of the game. He did his work in the first half, and he's done for the night.
I mean, I don't think the injury risk is too high for a quarterback, Carter, when all you're doing is little catch and handoff action.
I guess so, yeah, when you're just running the run all night or the read option.
Riggs with another hole. He will pick up a first down again. Evan Riggs doing his best Devlin Daniel impression on this Warrior defense.
I was about to say, this just demonstrates the depth that this Indian Hill team has. Take out Devlin Daniel, that's okay. You got Evan Riggs. I mean, we came into this first half, as we can see in the replay with Riggs, just powering through this defensive line.
Just really nice blocking.
Really nice block in there. But lost my train of thought, Will. Don't know where I was going with that, but
happens to the best of us.
It happens to the best of us. That's okay. Replays will get the best of you, but the depth that this Indian Hill team has is just unreal, and I wouldn't be surprised if they make a big push in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I think they made it to the third round last year, probably even higher goals and aspirations this season. Riggs bounces off Warden and gets close to that first down marker inside the red zone.
Warden on the tackle for the Warriors.
Haven't seen a score in a minute here, but I feel like we're approaching the inevitable as Indian Hill is inside the red zone, looks to get an opportunity to score again. Finn Wharton here seems to be having some jersey troubles, maybe?
I don't know, motioning to the sideline, pointing to his shoulder, grabbing at that left pad of his. So not quite sure what's going on there on 2nd and 2 as the Braves line up. Riggs is taken down quickly, but not before he gets the first down. It will be 1st and goal.
Hammond, Warden, and Hilton combined on the tackle.
Man, I know this game is approaching, kind of being over, Will, but let me tell you, with you going into this game, did you expect the dominance that Indian Hill was going to put on for us tonight?
You know, I had, obviously, high hopes for this Mariemont team. Obviously, Coach Leone and the players did too, but, I mean, on paper at least, this Braves team is just so good compared to everyone in the CHL, not just Mariemont. Such a solid squad, so well coached, and they've just got the athletes to back it up. On the pitch to Riggs here, he is brought down in a big way by Lincoln Griesmer.
Griesmer on the tackle.
Another player that Coach Leone mentioned was going to have a big game tonight. Obviously tough to have a big game against the Indian Hill team, but another player to watch is the Warriors going through this season. They've struggled since 2021, you know, when they last made the playoffs. but when you're losing so much senior star power and solid seniors, especially from mine and Will's freshman year and sophomore year, like just having these seniors of our class who are still very talented and very skilled, having them show up when it matters is really important.
Yeah, tough with the injury bug. It seems to be going through that Warrior locker room right now as well. This one is handed off to Riggs. He will be pushed close to the goal line, going to come up just short, and they will have 2 opportunities to find the end zone coming up.
Wouldn't be surprised if we just feed it off to Riggs here, running into the end zone. But
and Simpson come on the tackle.
It just seems like the life was just taken out of this Warrior team. I mean, stadium is extremely quiet. Most of the student section not here anymore. Tough to see. They were there supporting in the first half, but tough for everyone to kind of stay by and give it all they got, as looks like that was Riggs.
Yeah, insult to injury for Evan Riggs there.
Braves 40.
Going to be 40-0 Braves. And let me tell you, Carter, I just looked over. There is not a student here to see it.
Yeah, that's tough. I think that's tough for the momentum. You got a couple guys on the bench that just look lost almost. Like they went into this game knowing, they were behind, knowing they had to fight to catch up. But I don't know if they expected it to be this bad, especially not even getting into a scoring position all game.
Yeah, that's a good point, Carter. They really, maybe once they've made it into Indian Hill territory, but never sniffed the red zone.
No, not at all.
Yeah, never really threatened to score, as Carter said. 41-0 after Sinan's kick.
Yeah, longest rush tonight was Duckwall's 9-yarder, I believe was in the start of the third quarter, and then biggest pass play, which the stadium must have erupted, which I believe was in the first, maybe late first, early second quarter from Owen Betcher. But other than that, just nothing much has been produced from this Warrior offense. So, going to be a tough loss for the schedule, but heading up, they still got a long season ahead, a lot of games, a lot of CHL opponents to face off. Still got a chance to grab a couple W's before the season's over.
Yeah, looking ahead for both teams, Indian Hill will play Deer Park at home next week, and then Madeira, Reading, Finneytown, Wyoming is the game to circle for you guys. That is probably what the CHL is going to come down to, just like last year. Analysts do not foresee Indian Hill having too much difficulty with the rest of the conference, but got to show up every Friday. You never know.
Yeah, last year, kind of the passing of the torch, I guess, of the CHL and football teams. As we could see, last year, Indian Hill took the W against Wyoming for the first time in Wyoming their first regular season
got
loss.
beat in the regular season in almost a decade.
In a lot of years. Upcoming schedule for Mariemont at Finneytown next weekend away. They won last year with, I believe, Owen Betcher did start. So Betcher has experience with this Finneytown team. Then Taylor, then then Taylor, then Madeira, and then they go to face Wyoming for their upcoming 4 matches. I'm excited to see what this Warrior team can do.
Yeah, I think, Carter, if they start playing well at the right time, certainly looking at Finneytown next week, they haven't lost to Finneytown in a couple of years, so that's a matchup Mariemont will be favored in. And then, Taylor and Indian Hills, we see Duckwall drop for a big loss there. Taylor and Madeira, always good affairs there with those two schools. So if the Warriors, can put this behind them after back-to-back losses, they certainly can make a run at, trying to get around 500 in the league maybe?
Yeah, I think just moving on from this game, Indian Hill is just such a dominant opponent, and I'm pretty sure they're going to run away clearly with the game and then with the league as well, I think, like Will said. As it's intercepted.
Oh, my goodness.
Number 18, Jake Freshwater,
and
pick
not only does
six.
he pick it, he takes it to the end zone, Carter.
And
if you thought the last touchdown was beating a man while he's down, this one is even worse.
This is kicking him to the curb and saying, we'll see you next year.
Betcher was looking for Jack Walton on the far sideline and just didn't get it up high enough. Nice athleticism from Freshwater.
Yeah, I mean, all sides showing up and showing out on this Indian Hill team tonight. Offense, defense, you name it, they're there. And just a statement, you know, no matter what sport it is, the Indian Hill Mariemont rivalry for decades has just been the biggest rivalry, I think, maybe in the CHL. And kind of putting the rivalry to bed at this point with football. I mean, pretty sure Indian Hill is going to go to 8-1 over the last 9 years.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something like 17-3 since 2000.
Yeah, just, you know, we talk about it being a rivalry, but man, we don't beat Indian Hill much, I'll tell you about that. But
yeah, nothing new too much in this matchup, as Carter was just talking about. You see, that's the Riggs touchdown from earlier in this quarter. Indian Hill just such a solid squad. And, you know, a couple weeks ago on ICRC, Mariemont beat Norwood in a big way. And we were talking about how that was one of the biggest blowout wins in Mariemont recent memory. This one's the opposite way. I remember when I was in junior high, Mariemont got beat by a similar margin to the Braves on their homecoming game, actually. But in the last 4 to 5 years, this is about as big as the margin has gotten, I think.
Yeah, and going into the season, Warriors didn't have the star power. You know, they lost a numerous amount of players who received league mentions last year, most notably Lawson Wade, who is now playing college football at Center College. We wish the best to him, but after losing a very strong senior class last year, it kind of left the seniors big shoes to fill, especially with the strength of last year's team. Obviously not performing how they wanted to, but this ball is returned by Warden.
Freshwater after the pick six cannot bring Warden down. He's got some room to run. And I like this from Finn Warden. How about Finn Warden putting his head down there,
How about Finn Warden, William? I mean, showing why he is the true captain of this team. He is dedicated. Even down 48-0, he is there for the team, getting them fired up. Because this team, they may be playing like the season's over, but Finn, I mean, look at this return here.
Yeah, how
does
about
not give up, just powers
one guy,
through.
2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. I mean, it's just brushing off tacklers. And you could see almost the frustration of how this game has gone in the manner that he was running, and that's something that coaches are going to note, players are going to note, fans are going to note.
Yep.
Some tough-nosed running despite the scoreboard.
Yeah, and that's the guy you want leading your team there, Will.
Max Stockwell currently on the sideline. Looks like they're looking at maybe retaping his wrist. Having trouble seeing, but
yeah, number 31, Owen Dunning.
Yeah,
taking the run. How about the kid?
Dunning?
How about the kid?
Second down, Warriors.
Got a lot of reps 2 weeks ago against Norwood, so some varsity football experience getting added on to tonight.
Yeah, you can see the sideline here. Just can't get the team fired up. Dunning gets the ball again.
He's brought down for no gain, so 2 rushes, 0 yards, and 3rd and 10 with under 2 minutes to go.
1:55 left on the clock. As we said, been running clock since the start of the half. But yeah, I mean, Mariemont didn't even sniff scoring territory this entire game. We knew they would be down and just couldn't find anything. And it all started with the punt that was basically shanked and ended up in a touchdown. Owen Dunning takes the ball again.
Oh, Owen Dunning finding a hole. He gets a first down. Sophomore Owen Dunning.
And I mean, I just got to think that's because Indian Hill's letting up on the gas, Will. I really wanted the Indian Hill coach to put the medal on this game, because I'm not going to lie, Will, I think they could have put up almost 70 points on the Warriors in this half. But clearly looking out for his players, looking out for the safety of them, because there's no need to keep him out there when you're up this big.
Go to Dunning again, and why not after that last run? Turns it up. Could we see a score here from the Warriors? Oh! Owen Dunning is brought down at the 30-yard line by Tyler Fitzgerald.
Biggest run of the game. How about Owen Dunning showing up and showing out? I've said it all game. Been saying that a lot, but that's big for the Warriors. You know,
I'd love to see it.
Time's ticking off on the clock. They're still running plays.
Give goes to Dunning again. Does not find the same success on that run, and I will say, no, Indian Hill wants this shutout, Carter. They would not, had no interest in letting the Warriors put any points on the board, so
Definitely.
Nice burst of speed there from Dunning, but Indian Hill wasn't about to let that happen.
Well, good highlight from showing that he's a solid running back, even though he's taking reps behind Duckwall. Definitely showing he's still a solid varsity player, because going into the rest of the season, and especially once Duckwall graduates in a couple of years' time, you know, as the clock winds down. Final score, Indian Hill 48, Mariemont Warriors 0. Will, what are your thoughts on the game?
I think we're going to give the player of the game. No surprises here to Indian Hill sophomore star running back Devlin Daniel. Ran for 127 yards and 3 touchdowns and didn't even see the field in the second half. So that shows you how well he played tonight. Good stuff from a number of other Braves out there as well. You see some highlights popping up on your screen. Ethan Cole had a big game from the QB position. Defense forced a pick six, 2 pick sixes, and had a fumble recovery. Overall domination from this Coach Rodenberg-led squad, Carter.
Yeah. Anyways, glad for all those that tuned in. I'm Carter McGahee, joined by Will Stevens. We will see you guys on the next coverage of ICRC-TV next time. Good night.